Welcome to PSN GTag. So we're here for the Italian Grand Prix. I do apologize, I'm having some technical difficulties. I'm trying to follow the race as much as I can, but I'm having some interruptions on my feed, so I don't know exactly what I need to do to fix that, seeing that I have to deal with my own stream. So this makes it a bit of a tricky one. So Ricardo took the lead at the start. He's basically in front of Max Verstappen right now. I would say that it would be very hard for me to believe that Verstappen will not pass Ricardo. However, Ricardo is doing a very good job. Verstappen is saying that he's having difficulty to get past or even close to the McLaren of Daniel Ricciardo. If you don't notice, Daniel Ricciardo is in front of the Grand Prix. He's in first position. Second is Verstappen, third is Lando Norris, fourth is Hamilton. Hamilton and Verstappen came close together. Hamilton was next to Verstappen, and unfortunately they touched wheels. The actual FIA body said that they do not see any necessary for any actions. They see it as a normal racing incident. Very interesting. So this race is very odd, and the reason why it's very odd is because Lewis Hamilton has hard compound tires. Lewis Hamilton has hard compound tires, where everyone else has either soft tires or maybe even medium, but Lewis Hamilton went for the hard tires, which is very odd. Very odd situation. I think Hamilton wants to one-stop this race, to be honest, but I'm not sure exactly. So Verstappen and Ricciardo are leading the race. Verstappen is hunting down Ricciardo. Ricciardo is Perez. So Perez just passed Carlos Sainz. Which is, I couldn't even see that. Like, I can't explain to you what is happening, but I can't even see these things. I can hear them going on, but I can't see them. So Lewis Hamilton is behind Lando Norris, less than a second behind Lando Norris. Perhaps he's trying to pass Lando Norris. You see, my main question is, even if he gets past Lando Norris, who says he's going to be able to stay in front of Lando Norris, seeing that he's on hard tires? Like the strategy. Oh, now I can see what happened with Carlos Sainz and Sergio Perez. Time penalty for Giovinazzi. I believe they gave a time penalty for Giovinazzi because he did something with Bottas in the back at the start of the race. I cannot explain to you the feed I'm watching because I can barely see what's happening here. I can barely see what's happening properly. So insane, man. So insane what's happening here. So Verstappen has fastest lap of the race so far. I don't know what that speed is of what Verstappen did, but clearly Verstappen wants to pass Ricciardo. My issue is if Verstappen couldn't have passed Ricciardo immediately after being passed by Ricciardo, I kind of wonder why. That to me points out that there's something is better, something makes the McLaren faster in certain aspects than the Honda of Verstappen, of course. Wondering what exactly is he doing. Dude, like, I can't explain to you how bad this footage is that I'm watching. Like, I can't explain to you. Like, when the footage is there, I can see it, but unfortunately it's all jumbled up and it's a mess for some reason. The audio doesn't even match the visuals, which is weird. Now I'm seeing how Perez passed. Latifi and Alonso had an investigation. So Carlos tried to take back his position on the outside on Perez, but Perez has the inside, so I can see that Perez would probably, yeah, Perez is in front. Okay, so at least I saw how Perez passed Carlos Sainz. At least I could see how Carlos Sainz passed Perez. That's pretty cool. It's just a very straightforward. So it's basically the second, third, the fourth long right-hander. Basically at the start of the race, the first corner, Sergio Perez positioned himself to be in front of Carlos Sainz. Carlos Sainz went on the outside on the fourth corner. Looked like he might actually retake the lead, but he couldn't because the Honda of Perez, it seems like Perez wasn't going to back off, and that gave Perez the opportunity to actually keep the momentum and stay ahead and actually push ahead actually. I want to see Perez attack Hamilton. That's what I want to see. If Perez can start attacking Hamilton, that'll be something. So next up for Perez, he needs to try and take down Leclerc. I think Leclerc is thick. I think that this weekend Leclerc has been having a very bad weekend. I think he's been sick. So it seems like Norris and Hamilton are fighting, and Norris was still able to hold on to his position. I might see it, I might not see it. Might take a while, I don't know, man. Like, the footage I'm watching, I don't understand what the hell is happening. Sorry, I'm eating. So they are saying that there's frustration at the Honda pit wall because Verstappen can go a second a lap faster than Ricciardo, but Ricciardo is keeping Verstappen behind him. I do apologize, I'm eating, but damn, man. The food I'm eating is pretty nice. Nicholas Latifi, it seems, is trying to impress someone. I'm not sure if he's trying to get at Fernando Alonso or not. It seems that he already pitted. Did he pit or did he crash? Because I don't see him at all on the... I don't see him at all on the live feed, the live data. So something happened to Nicholas Latifi and I'm guessing he crashed. Okay, so everyone is on the medium and Hamilton is on the hard. That is very interesting. So Hamilton is on the hard. Hamilton is on the hard and everyone else is on the medium. This is interesting, dude. So Verstappen, if Verstappen could get past that Ricciardo, then Verstappen would actually be having a much bigger lead in front, seeing that he's the second a lap faster than Ricciardo. But because he's behind Ricciardo, he can't actually do that. Oh, this is where Hamilton is trying to pass Lando. So the footage and the audio is about a minute apart from each other. That's pretty weird. The footage I'm watching is a minute behind the audio. That is weird. It didn't really. Okay, wait. Oh, he's going on the inside where Perez and Carlos Sainz had the same thing, the same challenge. But luckily, Lando Norris made sure his car was positioned in front of Hamilton. The only thing I want to see from Lando Norris is make sure that Lewis does not pass you. That is all I want to see from Lando. I don't think Lando Norris can beat his teammate. I would say Lando Norris is desperately trying to beat his teammate in this race, but I think this is going to be the first time that Ricciardo, if Ricciardo does not make a mistake, this will be the first time that Ricciardo will actually be the best, one of the best drivers in the race from start to finish. It all depends on how he ends. If he's going to crash, which is very likely, because you have to understand, Ricciardo is one of those drivers that he wasn't very happy with the car. He had some serious issues, some serious hesitations with his car, with the McLaren since he joined McLaren. So I'm not sure if he's getting used to the car or if he's just taking more risks. That's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if he's taking more risks. Which means if he's taking more risks, which means that's a very good chance that he might actually crash. A person can take so many risks before it actually catches up to him. So that's what I'm saying. Do I want to see Ricciardo finish first? I do not. And the only reason why is because I need Max Verstappen to be far ahead of Hamilton, because Hamilton and Mercedes are doing a team strategy with their hard tires. So the only option for Verstappen is to stay in front and get away from these guys. And unfortunately, he can't do that because he can't get past Ricciardo, which makes me wonder why. Why could he last weekend get past Valtteri Bottas? So that means that every car has different aerodynamic setups, and that Honda has set up their car in such a way that it performs better behind a Mercedes, especially when they're trying to pass the Mercedes, catch up to and pass the Mercedes. So because it's a McLaren, they never suspected the McLaren to be in the mix, and it's got a different aerodynamic kit, and the airflow is way different than what the Mercedes handles its airflow coming from the car, or the air moving over the car and then being exhausted out of the back. It seems that is negatively affecting the Honda, which is interesting. So there's only some cars, I would guess and say that all the cars except for Mercedes, Honda can manage to keep up to. So only Mercedes cars can Verstappen hope to catch up to and stay in their turbulent dirt air, as they say. I don't know, I'm just very surprised that and I'm having stream issues, but I can't even, first of all, my stream is dropping frames per second, which I don't understand. I have cut my stream bandwidth in half, and I still having frame drops, which is ridiculous. I don't have a choice. I'm gonna have to see if I can try and fix my Formula One broadcast here. I don't know what the hell is happening, but this is not cool, man. This is not cool at all. This actually started from yesterday. Yesterday I started noticing that there's some issues. I didn't think that there was going to be that much of an issue. Yep, here we are. We are having some issues. Come on. Okay, so Ricardo is still in front of Verstappen. Lando Norris is still behind Verstappen. Verstappen's the second. Ricardo's in first. Lando Norris in third. Just gonna try and see. Medium tire. So just to declare. Oh my goodness, his tire degradation looks really bad. Verstappen's tires look really bad already, dude. So I am guessing, my assessment and my assumption and my best guess is that Honda has never ever considered McLaren or any other cars except Mercedes as a strong competitor. Okay, so now we're just waiting for the pit. We're waiting to see who's gonna pit, what's gonna happen, who will pit first. Is Honda gonna stay out longer? I'm gonna guess yes, because they want to be sure that Ricciardo pits, but I don't see them going on longer unless... I'm just wondering, because if they pit, Lewis Hamilton will definitely be in the lead, because I know Norris is going to pit soon as well. It would be to Verstappen's benefit to maybe stay out as long as possible and then only pit when he absolutely has to. Has to meaning he's not losing performance, he's not losing time. Because if he could pit when Verstappen pits, if Verstappen pits when Lewis Hamilton pits, then at least they can make sure that Hamilton won't be a problem. So just to confirm why I'm saying that is Hamilton's on the hard tires, which means he's going to be able to do more laps than anybody else, because everybody else is doing medium tires. And trust me, Mercedes strategy team is very strong. Like, they've got a really smart strategy team. Like, the strategy team has maybe given Lewis Hamilton so many race wins that even Hamilton didn't know that it was possible. That is how good the Mercedes strategy team is. However, I don't doubt that Honda strategy team is catching up to Mercedes, and it might even be equal at the moment when it comes to how smart one or the other team is compared to Honda and Mercedes. Hamilton looks like he's cruising behind Norris. Like, it actually looks like Hamilton's just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna stay behind Norris. I'm gonna make sure he doesn't get too far away. 1.3 seconds behind Lance Stroll. That is Bottas. Bottas is 1.3. How did Bottas get to 9th position, dude? I didn't even notice that. If nobody knows this, Bottas took an engine change and was starting from the back. Bottas was basically starting the race at the back of the grid, and he's now in 9th position. 1 second behind, 1.5 seconds behind Stroll, which is in 8th position. That's insane to me, man. Perez needs to do something. Perez, you need to start pushing, brother. So Verstappen is saying he's using his overtake, button, or his overtake car mechanic to try and get to Ricciardo and pass Ricciardo. Oh man, my footage is being messed up again. Ay. I'm having some serious, broadcasting issues here, man. It really sucks. Ocon and Vettel has got penalties, it seems. So all I want to see is I want Perez to push past Leclerc and then challenge Hamilton. That's all I want to see from Perez. Perez, all you have to do is challenge 4th position. I want you to pass 5th position, which I just said. I did say challenge 5th position. So please challenge 5th position, pass Leclerc, and then just put pressure on Hamilton. Just put as much pressure as you can on Hamilton. I don't think Honda should pass pit Perez, because first of all, I think Perez can be very valuable when it comes to putting pressure on Hamilton. Depending on his performance, that is an asterisk. Depending on how well Perez performs after Leclerc maybe pits, after all the front runners pit, depending on what Perez's performance is. If Perez can get past Leclerc, or if Leclerc passes. Oh, he went past. Oh shit. Oh my god, he overbraked. So I'm watching a replay of Max Verstappen basically hooking his brakes, basically braking and then causing most probably a flat spot on his wheels, which we already saw was getting really in real bad shape. So it means that what is happening here is that Verstappen is destroying his wheels, and he's not even past Ricciardo. He's not even at that point where he knows if he should even pit or not. So he's destroying his wheels, and he hasn't even gotten past Ricciardo yet. Cutting, I don't know, man. Like, the only thing I want to see from Verstappen now is either the strategy team has to tell Verstappen, hey, we can pass Ricciardo in the pits. So either you just stay behind Ricciardo and keep your tires, but which is all, I would say it's already too late for Verstappen. It's already too late for Verstappen to protect his wheels, because he is already most likely flat spotted. If you don't want what flat spot is, it is basically when you lock up your wheels, and the surface of where you lock up, that specific surface of the wheel is now completely grinded off. That rubber, that extra rubber is gone. So that flat spot that he grinded off the rubber off of his one part of his, oh, he's passing, who's this Bottas. Bottas is an 8th position, dude. Bottas is an 8th position, dude. Okay, so Bottas is most likely going to pass Bottas is most likely going to pass Carlos Sainz before Carlos Sainz and Sergio Perez are able to, before Sergio Perez is, dude, why can't I even speak? Okay, so that Ricciardo pitted and Verstappen pitted. Verstappen is 5th place, Ricciardo is 7th place. So, oh no, he's still behind. He's still behind Ricciardo. Damn. He's behind Bottas now. Max Verstappen is behind Bottas. From the pit stop, behind Bottas. Hamilton is in 1st place, dude. Exactly what Mercedes wanted happened. Oh man, they shouldn't have responded to Carlos, man. He's so short. Max Verstappen definitely did not say that way when he said his tires were, you know. He said a completely different word when he says that, when he was pointing out the fact that his tires were in a very bad shape. He said something more explicit than his tires were shot, that's for sure. Okay, so what I would say, so Max Verstappen is now behind Lance Stroll, behind Valtteri. Like, there is no way Verstappen is gonna win this Grand Prix, dude. I am shocked. I am absolutely shocked. I am so confused, dude. I don't understand. Like, Max Verstappen knows how to manage his race. He knows how to manage his car, but I just wonder what's happening, dude. Yeah, there's no way for Verstappen. Oh my goodness, I am watching the aftermath of what happened when Verstappen pitted. Oh, he had a pit stop incident. His front right wheel, they had a problem with his front right wheel. That's why he had a problem. Damn, he's the best pit stop crew. If you guys don't know this, the fastest pit stop is done by Honda, which is Red Bull's Honda team. Like, I think it was less than 2 seconds. They've got like the record. So the fastest pit crew team, most likely arguably the best pit crew team, messed up Verstappen's pit stop, and unfortunately he lost time in the pit stop. Oh man, that's bad. So first he had to worry about he only had to worry about Ricciardo, but now he has to worry about Alonso, Stroll, Bottas, Ricciardo, Sainz, Perez, Leclerc, Norris, and Hamilton. Like all that Verstappen needed to do was stay out in front, dude. He just needed to pit later. Oh, Mercedes finally passed Lando Norris. Lewis Hamilton finally passed Lando Norris. So now I'm at least seeing what happened there. So Charles Leclerc. Damn, that is sad, dude. How long was it? That was 11-second pit stop, dude. 11-second pit stop. They absolutely destroyed Max Verstappen's pit stop, dude. He had no chance. No chance of... something is happening and I don't know what. I don't know what's happening. I don't understand. Someone crashed. So it sounds like Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton crashed. So it sounds like Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton took each other out, dude. Max Verstappen is saying that is what you get when you don't leave a space. Like, savage Max Verstappen. He's savage, dude. Okay, so now I think I might be able to see exactly what happened. Like I said, my audio is ahead of the actual footage, so I can't see the footage when the audio happens. So Max Verstappen is now coming on the main straight. Lewis Hamilton just went to the pit. Lewis Hamilton comes out of the pit. Lewis Hamilton goes, leaves the pit lane. Lando Norris next to, and then Max Verstappen is next to. Max Verstappen is like right next. Oh, it was at the first corner, dude. So basically what happened was no one was giving anybody a chance. So, and the funny thing is Max Verstappen was still, he was on the racing line, dude. But honestly speaking, I think Max Verstappen is guilty. Max Verstappen was super aggressive. He wasn't necessarily in front of Hamilton. He might actually get a penalty. There is a very good chance that Max Verstappen might get a penalty. Now remember, I can't see exactly. I need to see a replay to know exactly what exactly happened. So Lewis Hamilton is trying to get. So what is happening is that Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton crashed on the first corner. Lewis Hamilton's car is wedged underneath Max Verstappen's car as they crashed at the first corner. It's not a massive crash. It's not a massive crash. It's not a massive crash. I'm just very disappointed. Very disappointed with how. Very disappointed with how Max Verstappen did this Grand Prix. Like, it's so odd that he didn't see that you would need to. First of all, he damaged. The only reason why he needed to pit as soon as he needed to pit is because of his own stupidity. He caused damage to his own tires, so he needed to pit after Ricciardo immediately, and then his pit crew messed it up by basically giving him an 11-second pit stop. Remember, it's normally 2.6 seconds pit stop. So 11-second pit stop. They made a massive mistake in the pit stop. I wonder what Lewis Hamilton is going to say. Look here. What I can see is that Lewis Hamilton was doing his. Lewis Hamilton was in front. Max Verstappen was not going to yield. Max Verstappen was going to basically do whatever he needed to do to get past the Mercedes, even though it was impossible. It was impossible. He would have had to basically crash into Lewis Hamilton. I would be surprised. Just show me the replay, please. I want to see the replay and actually see exactly how this happened in slow-mo. I will say what I could see the little bit. Okay, now they're showing the replay. Let's see what exactly happened from Max Verstappen's point of view. Oh, so he tried to squeeze him, and he said no. It's very hard, man. It's like, it is as if Lewis Hamilton was trying to squeeze Verstappen, and Verstappen was saying, no, you're not going to squeeze me. And then Verstappen was like, bro, if you want me to take you partial on the outside, then I'll do it. I would go as far as to say, I think that Lewis Hamilton touched Verstappen. Dude, such an odd crash, bro. Such an odd crash, because Verstappen's car flips onto Lewis Hamilton's car. It's not a massive crash. It's not like when you say crash, you would think that you would see bits and car debris flying and wheels flying off of the car. No, it's just they touched. That caused Verstappen's car to basically jump up, and then it jumped onto Lewis Hamilton's car. I need to see an onboard from Lewis Hamilton. Can I please see an onboard from Lewis Hamilton, please? Can I see an onboard from Lewis Hamilton? Dude, I have to continuously... It's like, it's so hard, because it's like Lewis Hamilton tried to squeeze Verstappen out. You could see him specifically move in front of Verstappen or move towards Verstappen kind of aggressively. Now what's going to happen is most of these people will argue and say that no, but that is the racing line. He is just taking the racing line. My argument is that he is exiting the pit lane. He needs to look at where everyone else is before he can rejoin the track. So that is my argument. So take that. Whatever you want to say about the racing line, I'm telling you that he was exiting the pit lane and he needed to check for oncoming traffic and position himself correctly. Now, what I would say, this is the first time I'm looking at Verstappen and seeing a guy that didn't have anything to answer for. I couldn't see Verstappen actually doing anything in this race, dude. And we will never know, because we never saw him in clear air to see if he had actual decent pace. They're showing another replay. so it's the back wheels that touched. So it is Lewis Hamilton's back. Can you just show me on board from Lewis Hamilton's perspective, please? Okay, look here. So what I would say is this. Basically Verstappen also went over the curb, and the curb caused his car to also be a little bit more, let's say, uncontrollable. So Verstappen's car was a little bit more uncontrollable because he went over the curb, and it seemed like the back wheels touched. So the back wheels touched. It flipped Verstappen's car up in the air and went onto Lewis Hamilton's car. Dude, if the halo was not invented, then I believe Lewis Hamilton would have been crushed, bro. So what I would say straight up is that Verstappen was not ready this weekend. Verstappen, what I've seen from Verstappen in the past, what I've seen of his pure racing genius, today we have not seen anything from Verstappen. He had no answer. His start wasn't good enough to beat the McLarens of Ricciardo specifically. And Verstappen, I don't know, man. I would be very surprised if I'm just wondering, man, like, I'm just wondering because I don't think Verstappen should be given a slap on the wrist. I don't think so, dude. I would say, so it seems like, okay, I'm not sure if anybody is familiar with this term. You call it full tilt. When someone loses composure so much that they can't concentrate. I think as soon as the pit stop error happened, as soon as, okay, not only the pit stop, actually it happened as soon as Verstappen realized that he couldn't get past Ricciardo. That is where it started. It was very minor there because he could still do something afterwards. But as soon, so I think what happened there and why Verstappen was completely gonna lose his race no matter what was he couldn't get past Ricciardo, right? He couldn't get past Ricciardo. Step one. Step two. Okay, let's put it in more detail. So Verstappen couldn't get past Ricciardo, which did frustrate him. Okay, fine. He realized that, you know, as long as his strategy works out, then maybe Ricciardo won't even be a problem anymore anyway. So then what happened was he started locking his brakes, which meant that he was kind of flat spotting his tires, which means that he was damaging his tires, which means he couldn't even properly use the tires to their full capacity because he himself damaged them. So that is step two. So I would say those things are all combined has caused him to be tilted in a way that he couldn't concentrate. He lost concentration. He was basically frustrated with himself, frustrated with the situation he was in, to such a degree he couldn't even focus properly. And what I think happened is that as soon as he went to that pit, and then the pit stop also got screwed up. As soon as that happened, he just decided, you know what? He just had enough. I think Max Verstappen was like, as soon as he was going into the pit stop, and the pit stop was a mess. His team, you know, his pit crew messed up his pit stop. As soon as that happened, he went into full tilt mode. He completely lost control of his own emotions. He completely lost control of his focus. And when he did that one lap, and then Hamilton came out, I would not be surprised if what Verstappen did there is that he felt that, you know what, if I have to go off here, I'll go off, but I am not going to not pass Lewis Hamilton at this corner. Because I believe what happened was he also realized, as soon as he realized that he couldn't pass Ricardo, and he heard over, because I'm telling you now, they told him over the radio that Lewis Hamilton's coming out of the pit. He knew exactly where Lewis Hamilton was, and he wanted to do whatever he could not to be in that same situation with Ricardo, with Hamilton being in front of him this time, and then making it impossible for him to actually pass. So he made a choice there. He said to himself, I will pass Lewis Hamilton. And Lewis Hamilton tried to squeeze him, tried to intimidate him. And trust me, when it comes to Verstappen being intimidated, when Verstappen has made up his mind, I don't think anything will stop him. But that is why I'm saying that is why it's such a bad thing. Because ultimately Verstappen proved that he couldn't handle all the stress. He couldn't compose himself. He didn't have any composure. He couldn't control his emotions. He couldn't refocus on his race. He couldn't reassess the situation. He couldn't tell himself, hey, calm down. You have got this. You can do this. He basically lost faith in himself. That is what I could say. From what I could see, he lost faith in himself. And to be honest with you, I just hope that we won't see that again. I really hope that we won't see this again from Verstappen. If we see this again next race from Verstappen, then what is happening? Come on. All that Perez has to do is stay in. Oh, Perez passed Leclerc. Holy sh. My goodness. Perez passed. Okay, so if you guys don't know this, since Verstappen and Hamilton crashed, they had a safety car, and now the race has restarted, and Perez has passed Leclerc for third position. Leclerc was in front of Perez the whole race basically, and finally Perez passed Leclerc. Damn, that's damage to Mick Schumacher's car. Who's spinning there? Whoever is lost. Who is that? Oh, damn. Oh, he gave it back. He gave it back, but then took it back immediately, it seems. So Bottas is now also racing. Bottas is now in which position is he now? Bottas is now in 4th position, bro. Bottas is gonna take... Dude, Bottas has come from the back of the grid, dude. Insane, bro. Insane. Bottas is in 4th place, bro. He started the race at the back of the grid. He was basically last place when he started the race, and he's now in 4th place. 4th position. That is insane. I almost decided to end the stream when Hamilton and Verstappen went out, because I am way more interested to see who's going to win the championship, and let's face it, it's between Verstappen and Hamilton. But I'm not gonna lie, I wanna see if Sergio Perez can pass Lando Norris and perhaps even get podium, maybe even 1st place, if he can somehow do what Max Verstappen couldn't, which of course we already know the answer, but hey, wishful thinking, right? Damn it, bro. Yeah, dude, I am so surprised. If Bottas ends up being 3rd place in this race, then they should give him driver of the day, dude. They have to give him driver. Actually, they will give him driver of the day because you cannot start from the back of the grid and still be in fourth place at the end of the race. Like that is masterful driving, man. Masterful driving. Dude, I think Valtteri Bottas is going to challenge Ricardo for the... Okay, actually it's already lap 37, so maybe not. I don't think Sergio Perez can keep Valtteri Bottas behind him, and the only reason why is because Sergio Perez is not in the fastest car. Compared to the Mercedes is faster, and I also don't think that... I also don't feel like Valtteri Bottas is going to give... Like, I think we will see maximum attack Valtteri Bottas. I think why? Because Valtteri Bottas is now driving for his new seat in the new team next year when he's going to go to Alfa Romeo. So I think Valtteri Bottas is driving for himself. For the first time, he's driving for himself again, which is good. So he did a 1 minute 24 seconds. 1 minute 24.8 seconds. That was the fastest lap of Valtteri Bottas. 1 minute 24.8 seconds. Everybody is so close in the front that I cannot see Valtteri Bottas not attempting to even go for first place. Like I don't think he will get first place, but I think he's definitely gonna pass Sergio Perez. I wonder, since when is Monza a hard track to pass? I wonder. Monza has always been like a track where people can actually pass each other if they wanted to really like pass each other. But I think Verstappen has shown the issue that, or should I say, the main concern is that so they're basically telling Ricardo that he shouldn't be worried about his tire health. He shouldn't be worried about his tires. He should push his tires to the limit, because they are trying to. They're not just worried about staying in front. They're worried that Bottas is going to attack them from behind. Is Perez going to be? See, I don't see Perez doing something that Max Verstappen couldn't do. I just don't see that. I'm gonna be very honest now today, is that I think Max Verstappen was the worst we've seen him in a very long time. Max Verstappen was unable to do anything, dude. And I'm telling you, he lost his composure. He lost his focus so badly. Especially behind Ricardo in the first few laps. He lost his concentration, his focus so badly that when that poor pit stop came and his team, his pit crew, basically, had that disaster pit stop, he lost full tilt, bro. He was basically so emotional that he couldn't even focus on his race properly. And then when he saw Hamilton and knew Hamilton was coming out of the pits, he just said to himself, well, it's all or nothing, bro. I either take us both out, or he is gonna stay in front of me and I won't be able to do anything. And what I also want to say is, I think it's proven that if Lewis Hamilton couldn't pass Lando Norris, and it's also proven that Mercedes is the fastest car. And Mercedes Works team is still one of the fastest cars on the track, especially and specifically on this track. That would mean that if Lewis Hamilton couldn't get past Lando Norris, then there's no chance for Perez, bro. Dude, all the drivers in front are basically together. First position Ricardo, second position Lando Norris, third position Perez, fourth position Bottas, they're all basically together. They're basically 4 seconds apart. They're each 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Like we're talking that what might happen is that there might be another crash. Ricardo, Norris, Perez, Bottas, there might be another crash between them, and then finally Leclerc and Carlos Sainz are just hoping, praying that someone makes a mistake out of these 4 guys in front, because they're so close to each other. Anything can happen now in front. Why did his car slow down? Dude, it seemed like Bottas's car lost, like he was, his engine shut down for a second or something. It just looked very odd. It might not be possible because he's still keeping time penalty for who? Come on, time penalty for who? Time penalty for Perez. Perez time penalty. Oh shit. So that is why Sergio Perez is confused. Is that he got a time penalty, but Lando Norris did not get a time penalty. Or it might be between him and Leclerc actually. I think it might be between him and Leclerc that the time penalty happened when he was passing Leclerc over, basically cutting a corner. That's how he passed Leclerc. I believe he gave or was trying to give a bit the position back to Leclerc or something. But I don't think when he passed Leclerc over that bump, I don't think he did exactly follow procedure. The only thing I want to see is... all I want to see is Sergio Perez do something. If he can't do something, then that's it, you know? But I would not be surprised if the team is telling him not to do anything. Just follow the race. Don't do anything drastic. Just... Perez has a hard tire, right? So medium for Bottas. Oh, it was Mazepin. Nikita Mazepin got a penalty because he hit Mick Schumacher, causing a collision. That is insult to injury because Mazepin is already dead last. He's dead last. So Mazepin went off the track fine, causing a collision at turn 4. Damn, dude, like, I can say this, and I will say it again. Verstappen, I'm very disappointed in Verstappen today. He completely lost composure, completely lost his focus. He was so tilted when he, first of all, if you can't pass Ricardo, fine. But then you're locking up your wheels, which means that you are destroying your own tires to be able to pass Ricardo when he goes into the pits and then stay in front, trying to build, lead and have the grip to actually do that. Dude, Bottas is on top of Perez, bro. Bottas is on top of Perez like a bad rash. Bottas is on top of Perez like a bad rash, and I don't know if dude. Yeah, Bottas is just playing with the Bottas locked up, so he's destroying his wheels. I'm just so disappointed in Verstappen, dude. Verstappen didn't look like he was at all focused, at all himself, dude. To be completely honest with you, I think they should give Verstappen a penalty. Maybe give him a 5-second penalty, so that if in the next race he qualifies first, you know, that's fine. And then give him a 5-second penalty. That okay, but they might as well just give him a grid place penalty. Okay, fine. So give him a grid place penalty. Give him a 5-place grid place penalty. So if you qualify first in the next race, then you should be in 5th place. Because I do believe that dude, I'm just so disappointed in Verstappen, dude. Verstappen really didn't do well. He performed so poorly, man. He did such a poor race, man. That is not the Verstappen that I believe that he is, which is, you know, almost flawless when it comes to driving. And remember, I'm saying almost flawless. I'm not saying 100% flawless. I think he just, I think if he didn't take it personally, or if he didn't lose his composure when his team, his pit crew basically destroyed his pit stop, then maybe he would have been okay. You see, now I'm worried that his team or that there was some discussion behind the scenes that if he's behind Lewis Hamilton and he will take drastic measures. And I can't help but wonder if this is the underhanded tactics that he employed or decided to employ because of those. You see, I don't want to see Verstappen turn into Hamilton, man. Hamilton did some really dodgy, some really shady things with Verstappen, especially crashing him off at Silverstone. I think that was so unnecessary, dude. Completely unnecessary. If you couldn't get past him, then they just let him stay in front. Like, he would have still ended up being 2nd place, dude. And now I think Lewis Hamilton has been a negative influence on Verstappen with the things, with the tactics and the underhanded tactics that Lewis Hamilton tried to use. Now, of course, it might seem that Lewis Hamilton is trying not to employ those tactics anymore. However, the fact that he did them already, he already went there. He already employed them. He already used them. He already, you know, showcased them basically for the whole world to see. Oh man. Bottas is falling behind because he's basically losing his who is Nikita Mazepin has actually crashed off or is that just spun off of the racetrack because he is showing in the reverse direction of where his car is supposed to show. So he's basically pointing in the wrong direction. So that must be a spin. So Mazepin has actually spun his car. Dude. If Ricardo wins this race, then good for him, dude. Good for him. They're showing Mazepin spinning, and I can't see it. Showing Mazepin. Come on, Mazepin, show me how you spin. No, I think no. So he didn't spin off. He just decided to pull off. I think there was an issue with his car. So Mazepin did not spin. He did not spin. I can confirm that Mazepin did not spin. I just can't help it, man. Everybody calls him Mazepin, so I couldn't help it. But yeah, okay, fine. So basically we have 6 laps left. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. This is not a good race. Except if you're Ricardo, except if you're Perez. Because Perez has never finished 3rd place. So, you know, for a while now. You would never see Perez finish in the top 3. Except for the Azerbaijan. Yes, of course, he finished 1st. Trust me, he wouldn't have finished 1st if Lewis Hamilton did not make a mistake in that race. I can show you that. I don't know what's happening with my streaming software, but it's so bad, dude. Yeah, so Perez is trying to get into DRS range of Lando Norris. DRS is basically a mechanic that they use in Formula 1, that if you are a second behind the guy in front of you, then you have an option to reduce your car's drag even more. Yeah, I think it's a little bit too early. I don't think Ricardo losing, but I don't see the point in putting Ricardo's face on the podium when he hasn't officially won yet. They're putting people's faces on the podium, but they haven't even finished the race yet, so that is dumb. I would say driver of the day has to be Bottas. It has to be. Going from last place to 4th position is really insane. Especially seeing how hard it is for most of these people to pass. Even Lewis Hamilton couldn't get past Lando Norris, and Bottas basically pushed his car all the way up to 4th place, so that's really good. I think Bottas is now shedding the skin of being the second driver. Bottas is shedding the skin because he realizes that, you know what, he no longer has to prove himself to Mercedes, he's proving himself to a team that actually wants him to race properly. That being Alfa Romeo. His new team that he will be moving to next year. I'm just wondering, so it seems like this is maybe how the race will end, but it's so close, dude. Like, I've never seen a race end so close with the top 4 people 1 second apart from each other. That is why it feels like it's too early to be 100% sure. I do believe Ricciardo is going to win, but I don't understand why. I just don't understand. I don't understand why people will I'm telling you, like Max Verstappen made a massive mistake, dude. Now today I feel it's a massive mistake. It also seems like Max Verstappen didn't sleep well, dude. Now that I see his face, They showed a replay of him when he was speaking to the team after he crashed. It seems like he didn't have enough sleep. That is a problem, dude. If you don't sleep enough, you can actually have some serious concentration, and some, like, you would be very moody as well. It's worse than being hangry. Instead of hungry and then angry, it's worse than being hungry. So no, I'm not talking about hungry like a country. I'm talking about being angry and hungry at the same time. Being tired is way worse than being hangry, I think. Could be wrong. Verstappen needs to focus on sleeping, man. And what I mean with that is make sure that you get the basics right. Get the basics right, have a good night's rest before a race, and then focus on the race, you know? I think that's the most important part. No, the most important part to have a good race, I think, is having a good night's rest. I think many people will echo that sentiment, and if they don't have a good night's rest, then the majority of the day is basically a clusterfuck. A long drag. Driver of the day has to be Bottas. It has to be. Actually, they might give it to Ricciardo, because Ricciardo has never actually been praised as much as he should be praised now today. So I'm very surprised. Very surprised at what Max Verstappen, like, I think the only thing that happened with Max Verstappen is he was too tired, man. I think he didn't have good rest, or he maybe didn't focus on having the best rest, sleeping early, sleeping enough, focusing his energy on resting well before a race. I think he didn't do that. That is still his mistake. So that is why I'm still gonna blame Verstappen for a poor performance. I feel like he could have done better. I feel that today is a very disappointing race day for Verstappen, not only because he's out of the Grand Prix, but also because he's locking up his brakes. He's getting frustrated so much behind Ricciardo that when he went into the pits and his pit crew made a disaster with his pit stop, he became fully tilted, fully lost his composure, full emotional, basically made drastic and overly sensitive decision to try and get past Hamilton, which, looking hindsight, he had no business being in that position where he was. And the fact that he wasn't penalized is kind of like, I do believe Verstappen should be penalized there. We are putting Ricardo first. So Ricardo is going to be driver of the day, but I personally feel Bottas deserves it. The only reason why I agree with Ricardo being driver of the day is because he hasn't been praised as much in the past because of how bad he was performing in the past. So I do agree that now today is his day, and they should probably basically celebrate him today as much as possible. So I do agree with that. I do agree that Daniel Ricciardo do deserve to be praised today. I'm just not sure about why. Just not sure why Max Verstappen was in such a bad spot, dude. I just think that he wasn't rested well, dude, because I'm telling you, that is not the Max Verstappen that you normally see in a race car, dude. That is not the normal Max Verstappen, that's all I'm gonna say. Investigation of Lance Stroll involving car 18 under investigation, alleged failing to slow under yellow flags. Oh, poor Stroll. Yeah, well, so it seems that Perez might finish in 3rd place. No ways! What happened to Sergio Perez? Sergio Perez did a mistake, dude. On the last lap, did Sergio Perez make a mistake on the last lap? Did Sergio Perez make a mistake on the last lap? Or did Bottas attack him and then cause damage to the Red Bull? Like, like bump into the, not necessarily damage him, but bump into him. No ways Perez got... I'm telling you now, if Perez made a mistake, I'm going to be so disappointed in Perez, dude. If Perez made a mistake, I'm going to be so disappointed in Perez, bro. Oh man, now I can't see because my footage. Oh man. This absolutely sucks. I don't know, the broadcast today and yesterday was a little bit messy. So he passed him on the last lap? Oh, I know, because he got a 5-second penalty. Oh yeah, that's true. Perez got a 5-second penalty. I completely forgot about it. I completely forgot about the 5-second penalty. Ricardo did a fastest lap, 14.8. Just faster than Lewis Hamilton. I mean Max Verstappen's fastest time. I'm saying Lewis Hamilton. I mean Max Verstappen, but I meant Bottas. Congratulations to Ricardo. I think he deserves it very much. Verstappen couldn't do anything to pass you. I think Verstappen was just extremely tired. I 100% believe Verstappen did not rest well, and I think he was overly tired. I think that's the main thing. If Verstappen does not focus on his sleep, he is going to be in big trouble, dude. The sleep is way more important than you will ever realize. So Valtteri Bottas in 3rd place. So thanks so much for joining this episode, this live stream. I just wanted to stream this, as soon as Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton went off, I wanted to end the stream there. But then I started realizing there's more to this race than just Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton, and I decided to actually stick around and see who's gonna win. I'm just surprised that Sergio Perez got a 5-second penalty, and the fact that he couldn't push harder to at least pass the people in front of him, seeing that he had almost nothing to lose if you really think about it. That is all. I do believe Max Verstappen was extremely tired, and I do believe that him being tired caused him to make a lot of mistakes. I do believe Max Verstappen is at fault for the crash between Lewis Hamilton. I do believe he should be given a grid place penalty, because I do believe that is him, that is his mistake, that is his fault. However, if they don't do it, then that is also fine, I guess. You know, I don't know why they wouldn't penalize him, because it seemed like he was doing something. He was trying to do something unrealistic. He was trying to take Lewis Hamilton from the outside and then basically muscle himself on the inside, which he wasn't really supposed to be at, if you really think about it. But you know, that is my opinion. Lewis Hamilton, I don't know, man. I'm not a massive fan of Lewis Hamilton anymore. I used to be a fan of Hamilton, but no more, and it's only because I noticed that he's using very shady tactics. Now I think he's stopping those tactics, but the problem is I think the fact that he already used those tactics already makes him, you know, puts him in a bad light. That is my opinion. You know what? If you did like this live stream, do leave a like, do leave a subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episodes. Ciao for now. And yes, my stream is still dropping frames, and I've got